Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm Kino from STEMwithKino.com. And if you are preparing for the Air Force Officer Qualification Test, I'm probably somebody you might need to know. All right. Let me get myself acclimated here. I'd like to welcome everybody first and foremost. I'm Kino from STEM with Kino. And let me make sure everything is good there. Okay, we're kind of rocked off a little bit to the right, so I'm going to make an adjustment here. Get those wings level. There we go. And the Facebook side of things looks really good. Okay, so an update. We're still in the process of moving and stuff, and we actually had a power outage today, so that really made my schedule a whole lot of fun. I wound up grouping some people together and stuff like that. So, but hey, we're pressing on here. We are pressing on. Hit one in Facebook and YouTube if you guys can hear me. So we have a couple people in the room. If for whatever reason we have some issues, copy. If there's a problem, I think you should be able to get to the link like this. So, but in the meantime, just hit one if you guys could for me. That'd be great. Jerry, see you, buddy. Yeah. Jerry, thank you for being patient. I know your appointment was affected as well because I got a whole lot of stuff going on. But you can present some questions now, my brother. Anything that's been giving you a problem, anything you've been having issues with, just throw it at me. Drop it. You can clip it and drop it right on our Skype timeline. If you're not connected with me on Skype, and why is this thing drooping again? I don't know. All right, so yeah, if you're not connected with me on Skype, then you need to reach out to me at stemwithkino.com. Watch this be a clusterfuck right here. Excuse my language, guys. But yeah. No, okay. There we go. I'll get you. There's a will, there's a way. Okay, mechanics. What can I tell you about mechanical comprehension? The first thing that I like to talk about when it comes to mechanical comprehension is I like to go through more of the kinematic side of things because that's what they started going into. Back in the day, they used to go into chains and pulley systems and stuff, and they still do go through pulley systems, but they've implemented a lot of physics into um, it. So you know, that could be a bit of a challenge for most people, and um, but it's not impossible. All right, here. So what I like to start out as you should have a working knowledge. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so what I like to do is I like to go into the acceleration. It's important that you guys know what acceleration is, and especially for our pilot applicants. Um, our Navy guys just going SWO and Intel and stuff like that, you are going to have a working knowledge of mechanical comprehension. So yeah, I go into kinematics and we start going in by talking about acceleration, understanding what acceleration is. When you're driving down the road in your car and you just kind of on cruise control, you're just kind of moving at one speed. There's no acceleration. We set it for 55 miles per hour and it moves at 55 miles per hour. Acceleration is the constant buildup of speed. So, you're hitting the gas, you're revving up. Kind of very synonymous to like when you're on a county road and you're trying to accelerate to get onto a highway. So you need to understand acceleration. V sub 1 minus V sub 0 divided by time. That will yield acceleration. Your acceleration could be in miles per hour per second, meters per second squared, or feet per second squared. I think this is a big thing that a lot of my people have an issue with because it is not uncommon for them to put the same number down and have meters per second, feet per second squared. And if you don't know how to select the right units, which my people, I'm always on them. I'm always on them because it's easy until they get it down. When they get it down, like, oh, the light bulb goes off. So when I start teaching and going into that part of the physics lessons, I go really, really slow, and they still sometimes jack it up. And it's okay. It's all right. I give my guys room about that. And Jerry, I will drop that. Oh, I'm tired, man. I said, you know what? In between all this moving and stuff not going properly and the power outages and oh my God, technicians not being where they're supposed to be. I have a rough life. No, I don't have a rough life. I can't wait till things get settled. That's my point. I cannot wait for things to get settled, man. I am going to be happy. And it's kind of like you got everything set up just right where you want it. All your cameras, you got to break all that up, and then you got to break it down and then put it back together. All right, so Jerry, say hello to me on Skype. Just say hello, and I will drop that formula on you. Okay. This way, it'll bring you up to the top of the list, and I'll have to go searching for you. But I have it ready to go. So as soon as you kick that hello over to me, I will send you. Oh, Piero, man, I'm so sorry, man. Piero he received. All right, hold on. So yeah, if you guys are in the loop or if you guys are already a part of the STEMwithKino.com family, then you're already connected me on Skype and you guys already know this. But today, Piero got a really, really cool score and a very, very competitive score. And I mean, his triple digits, AQR, FOFAR, PFAR, everything is good. His recruiter is excited to get him going. And I'm very happy with Piero because Piero's always kind of religiously been in here. So everybody give a shout out to Piero. That's Papa India Echo Romeo Oscar phonetically. But just give him a shout out either here on the Facebook or here in the YouTube channel. Give him a shout out, man. He worked really, really hard, and I'm not saying nobody else works hard, but he really, really worked really, really hard, and he busted his up and he got the mission done. And that's what's important, guys. Like, I know it sucks. It'd be nice if they just kind of like, just chill, and we'll send you a commission. Doesn't work that way. So, I mean, you really got to put in the work. You really got to put in the work, and I'm very, very proud of Piero because he really put in the work. And I mean, sometimes I may as well go into it. Start slinging shit. But your timeline, guys, and I'm speaking specifically to my people, your timeline is paramount. That is what's going to get you done quicker. So when we cover this, we cover that, we cover this, we cover that, there is a running record of it. All right. Continuously. So if you go back and you just hit that stuff, these are things that come up in the debriefs and stuff like, oh man, I saw this right in time. Oh, I saw. And I got an amazing debrief from him. So that's cool. So yeah, everybody on both sides, Facebook and YouTube, please shout Piero out, man, and congratulate him. Did an amazing job, and I'm very, very proud of you, sir. Seriously. Um, he was serious though. You know, you can kind of tell people that are serious, and man, they might be serious, but then they may not have the aptitude, or they are serious and they gotta say, either serious and they have the aptitude, and you can be serious and they really not have the aptitude. And no, he had the aptitude, but when I'm working with somebody and they really don't have the aptitude or they don't have the knack, I'm like, yo, you need to go to Khan Academy and go through this stuff for like about a month and then come back and then you'll be ready. So he was easy. He was easy. Not saying you're easy, buddy, but no, he was easy. It wasn't really. It didn't take a whole lot, and he was kind of like came to me like he was like there, and like I don't really speak it. Oh, you're gonna be done in a month. Like I don't do that. All right. So yeah, guys, the timeline. Just go over it. Just cover it over and over and over again. I cover distance, rate, and time for a reason. So this way, when you get those problems, you can just cut through them like butter. Now, he told me he did not see one distance, rate, and time problem, not one. And just because, okay, I didn't see any of this, I didn't see any of that doesn't mean that's going to happen to you. You're dealing with a test pool. A computer's randomly throwing questions at you like, all right, okay, okay, take that one. Take that one. So you could potentially get it. You just got to be prepared. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that's why I'm kind of really, I take you through a rigorous tutoring session. Some guys were talking earlier. Oh man, Keno's like it's getting in our heads. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to get in your head. I'm supposed to get in your head, see what makes you tick, and all that uncomfortable shit. I'm supposed to just roll it out in front of you and make you do it. That's our job, to prep you, to make you do it. So, yeah. What else? All right. So another thing, and give me hit one, Jerry, if you. Yeah, I know, but it's real talk, man. It's real talk, man. I don't really pull a whole lot of punches. I'm a pretty straightforward dude because you guys need honesty, and so I give it to you guys. But like, man, I could be a little bit edgy or abrasive sometimes and stuff, but it's really not. It's really not. It's more of like if you have a coach, you know, your coach will yell at you sometimes a little bit. Oh, you move like my grandmother, something like that. If you got a trainer or something, they'll talk a little junk to you, and like I'll talk a little junk to you to get you prepared, um, and try to get in your head. I will. I will. It's nothing like strange. Like I'm gonna talk about your mama and not like that. But I'm just like, I would be like, really, dude? Like when you. So don't take it personal, please don't, because it's not. Um, hmm. Another topic: the laws of motion. I would know the laws of motion very well. All right. Sir Isaac Newton's law of motion. It's the first law of every. No. An object in motion stays in motion, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object at rest tends to stay at rest, i.e., the dry erase board. It's tending to stay at rest because the hook or whatever attachment to the wall apparatus that I put in here is giving it or making its tendency to stay still. The force that it is applying to the screw to pull it into the wall is making this thing stay here. So it's going to tend to stay there. Now, if I was up here and I go to my clock and I just just let it go, when I let it go, it's going to be in motion. and it's going to stay in motion until an outside force stops it, i.e. the floor. For every force, there's an equal opposite force. We're all sitting in our chairs, and the chair is pushing up. So gravity's acting downward, and the chair or whatever's keeping us up is exerting a force upward. And, so for every force, there's an equal opposite force. The velocity formula, velocity equals acceleration rate times time. Displacement, d sub 0, your initial speed, times time in seconds, times t. Make sure I get all that right, though. Mentally, I have to think about it. V sub 0, initial speed times time. All right. So initial speed times time plus negative, because we're fighting gravity, so it's negative 9.8 times time squared. So it's really not that hard. It's just practicing them and doing your order operations properly. That's what will get you there. Mechanical. Checking the email. If you are not connected to me and you would like to send me a problem, KIENOTHOMAS @gmail.com. And I can't think about it. So one thing though, I'm probably going to start trimming these streams down because if you guys are hitting me with questions, that's why I'm here, guys. Oh, I don't understand this. I don't understand. All you guys are not understanding everything in your manuals. It's just impossible. And if not, then, like I said, we'll trim down a little bit on the live streams because we want it full. We want it to be very engaging. And if you guys have any suggestions, put them outside, lay them down. Let me know. Maybe I can make some adjustments for you guys. What would you like me to talk about? What would you like to hear about and stuff? Because I'll start talking sometimes a little historical, sometimes some technical stuff, and then I'll just go into something, and it's always associated with like some flight I did or something like that. So I will give you the whole spiel and the story behind that and everything, and if we could have, or lessons learned from those situations. We want to learn lessons from other people's mishaps. We don't want to have the mishap. You never want to be that guy. You don't. But I mean, hey, it happens sometimes, and that's no knock on anybody that things happen to. My thing is just go be honest. That's my thing. Just be honest with whatever happens. Honesty is the best policy. All right. So, I'm looking. Andy, welcome to the room. I've never seen you before. Or I don't recall seeing you. All right. Jerry wants to talk about some mechanical stuff. Give me a second, folks. There we go. All right. Let's talk about gears. The question is being posted on the Facebook page right now. So if you follow me on Facebook, you will see the actual question. Create post. All right, so you can see the question actually. So, all right, I will definitely. Nice to meet you, Andy. He's a future seller and neighbor looking to get a spec for a contract next month. When I retake the ASVAB, you're going to retake the ASVAB. All right. All right. All right. Well, let me know if you have any problems, Andy. That's good. Nice to meet you, brother. All right. So if you're following me on Facebook, you will see the problem. The problem is as follows. A gear B is driving. Oh, I got this. Okay. If gear A, well, did I catch all that? Hold on. Yeah, I did. And that's kind of retarded looking. All right, reposting, guys. All right. Because there was like some time information over it. So if gear B is the driving gear in gear six and makes 6 revolutions, how many will gear A make? All right. So we have a gear. And I write, this is representing a gear, but this gear has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 teeth. And I'm looking at the larger gear. And let me use my little mouse to hover. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hmm. 15 gears. All right, so 15. So to me, the gear ratio is 1.5 because 15 divided by 10 is 1.5, which means for every 1 revolution this guy makes, this dude will make 1.5 revolutions. Okay, so there's a couple ways we could do this. We could break this down in proportion, like a proportion. Like you can say 10, 15, or 1 and 5, because they want to know how many revolutions will gear A make. So, however many B makes, gear A is going to make less. So, if B is the driving gear and it makes 6 revolutions, it's going to make six, it's going to turn 6 times. They want to know how many times is this guy going to work. So, 6 divided by 1.5. 1, 2, and 15, 1. Nah, that can't be like 11. How many revolutions will gear A make? Well, if that makes 6, 1.5, and I just did it in my head, 4. Bravo, 4. Because 4 times 1.5 is 6. So I just kind of reverse engineered that thing. All right. There was no need to even go in any division. Because if this spun 6 times, this would have to spin. And, you could look at your multiple choice answers, but 4 times. Good job. Somebody answered that in the chat. Oh, Jerry, okay. Levers. Always understand lever systems. Okay. basically, in most debriefs that I get from guys, they will tell me like, okay, well, I saw this seesaw and they had, a weight on one side, and they said, okay, well, much weight do I put here to balance it? So you have your fulcrum here, which is your balance point, and I think of that as an equal sign. So there's our plank. So let's say you have a 200-pound person, and they are 10 feet away from the fulcrum. So what that will do is they'll say, okay, well, we're going to put a 400-pound weight on this end. We're not placing it yet, but a 400-pound weight is going to go here. Well, they're going to ask, well, how far away from the fulcrum do we put this guy in order for it to balance out? And I can see that it's 5 because I can see the load moment. That's why I put this equal sign. 200 times 10 is 2,000. This is the load moment, which is foot-pounds. So I know I can see that 5 feet away. 5 times 4 is 20, add 2 zeros, 2,000, and then we would have 2,000 foot-pounds on this side. So there's a lot of that. Where, okay, 200-pound guy, 10 feet away, where are we going to put this weight and how far? But think of this as equal sign because you have to have the same amount of load moment. The load moment is a function of pounds and the distance away from the fulcrum. So 200 times 10 is 2,000. 400 times 5 is 2,000. And I think I said 200 times 10 is 2,000. Foot-pounds, which is the load moment. All right. Hit 1 in the chat if you guys got that, please. Hit 1 in the chat if you understood that weight and balance problem. Okay. So, I was looking at another one. Yeah, this was a tricky one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all yawning and I'm super tired. I'm super freaking tired. Seriously. We're gonna press on here. And hopefully my Facebook people can see what I'm posting. And I'm sure you guys can. And you guys see the link if you're in YouTube land, guys. Which pendulum takes more time to make one complete swing? Okay, so for my people in YouTube land, you have a 10-pound weight. That's on a short string, and then you got a longer one. Which pendulum takes more time to make one complete swing? I say again, which pendulum, and I'm reading it for the sake of my YouTube people, which pendulum takes more time to make one complete swing? Nine. All right. So and A, B, both would take the same amount of time. D, insufficient information to answer. Or echo, it depends on the punch. The push, B, and only because it's longer. It's longer, so it's going to take more time. The weight really doesn't matter because gravity is going to act proportionately to the mass of the object. So there you guys have it. Also, guys, my friends are like for my close friends and family. The STEM with Kino.com page here is what I need you guys to follow. A lot of guys trying to follow me, and I just kind of it's more like a contact thing for me, and I don't want it blowing up to the point where I could barely, read through things and figure stuff out. So follow me at stemwithkino.com. Put that into the search engine, and that's where you get all the problems and you know, all the perks of being a part of this channel. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna just cut this 45 minutes. Can you divide two? Jerry, can you divide two? I know how to divide. Okay. So two, the cool thing about that is, okay, he's just posted a division problem. So it's going to be 2,000 divided by 400. Well, if I had 2,000 and I was dividing by 400, I would kill an equal amount of zeros. 20 divided by 4 is 5, and you're done with the answer. I think that's what you were asking me for. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Continue watching. The best way you can get the most out of this is bring your Afoqt book that you've been going through all week and just going through it. Oh, I don't understand that. If you follow me on Skype, you can take a picture and drop it on the timeline. So, guys, I have to get some stuff done, and I promise you guys over there, after all this transition is done, things are going to be super, super smooth, super duper, super, super smooth. So, I'll see you guys next week on Afoqt Weekly. I'm Kino with STEMWithKino.com. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.